Hi, I'm Dave from Special Fork. And you can certainly go out and buy a rotisserie chicken at the supermarket, but it's so easy to roast your own chicken at home. It's only going to take about 5 minutes of prep, and then it's going to go into the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the size of your bird. So there are a lot of different methods for roasting a chicken. I'm going to show you the easiest one. So to get started, I have a chicken here that's been prepped a little bit. And when you buy a whole chicken, you're going to have a lot of the parts that are shoved into the cavity. These are going to be things like the neck, the liver, and the gizzard. So just go ahead and reach in there and pull those out. So once that's done, you can go ahead and season it. And seasoning for us is going to be real simple. I'm going to use salt and pepper and some butter. So what I'll do here is get some salt on the back and just rub that through. Like that. And then some pepper. There we go. You can kind of spread it all around. And we'll flip it over. And we'll do the same thing. And you want to be a little generous with your seasonings. It is a lot of chicken. So get it kind of all the way around. And we'll pick some more pepper. And remember that when you're done, you've most likely cross-contaminated the seasoning ingredients, so you want to throw away any leftovers that you might have. So the last thing we'll do is we'll add the butter in. And make sure that that goes everywhere also. Okay, so we're nice and seasoned. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pin back the wings. Just like this. And if you don't want to do that, it's okay. I like to pin everything back and then also to truss up the legs. I just think it makes for a nicer presentation. So to truss up the legs, normally you would use a kitchen twine, but I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. And I've got a cooking rubber band here. Now this is not just a regular rubber band. This is expressly made for use in the kitchen. So that's really important to know. But if you don't have either of these, you can also just use dental floss. That works just as well. So just cross these over and give it one quick twist. It's a little bit slippery, so just keep that in mind. There we go. Okay, so the last thing is that when we put it into the pan, we want to make sure that it's not sitting directly on the bottom, because otherwise it's going to be cooking in its own juices, and there's not going to be enough air circulation. So what we want to do is, ideally, if you have a roasting rack, use that. But if not, you can use a cookie rack as well. But what I have here is, because let's say that I don't have either, you can take some aluminum foil, crumple it up into a ball just like this, and then lay the chicken directly on that. And that will just keep it nice and elevated. Just like that. It's perfect. So I'm just going to wash my hands. Make sure you wash with hot water and soap. And then that'll go into the oven. And it'll cook for about 15 to 18 minutes, depending on how thick it is. Okay. So that is ready to go. So the chicken is probably done. Let's go check on it. That smells really good. So now the way to test the chicken, see if it's done, is you take an instant read meat thermometer like this one. I'm going to insert it into the thickest part of the thigh, and making sure not to hit the bone. And when it's done, it should read 165 degrees. Now we really recommend that you use an instant read meat thermometer to test your chicken. But if you don't have one, what you can do is you can take a knife, poke it into that same part of the chicken, and the juices should run clear, so no pink at all. Now, if you get to the part where you're carving it up and you see that there's some raw pieces, please go back, put it in the oven, cook it. You really don't want to eat raw chicken. Okay, so that's perfect, 165 degrees. So really all we're going to do now is wait for about 15 minutes, because the chicken is going to continue to cook based on residual heat. And if we start to carve it up now, we're going to lose a lot of those juices. So it smells really good. I can't wait to get eating. For more recipes and ideas on your smartphone, check us out at specialfork.com.